bored shitless at home, and I was just fucking around on like Instagram and saw that the World Series of Poker was in Choctaw, Oklahoma, and I was like, that sounds close to Austin.
Yeah.
Drive. Yeah, I'll just drive up there. And that was January of this year.
So you just started playing poker.
Yeah, that was my very first poker tournament.
But wait, because we've played poker together before. I say we've played poker together in the same room. I luckily was not at your table. I think I was at the other table.
I used to be a drunken cash player.
Okay.
So big swings in either direction.
Yeah.
Very gamble way of playing it. I had to like relearn how to play poker when I got sober, and tournament poker is like a completely different style than cash game poker is. So it was another humbling experience for sure. Like something I thought I loved and was good at. No, turns out you're fucking garbage, bro. Like figure it out.
Well, poker is such a my husband and I love playing poker.
Right.
And like love it. We love it.
Come on down to the Easton Park Poker Club.
Yeah, come to the Easton Park Poker Club. It's so much fun. Really nice people. Really, really nice people. It's a cool group of people. It's a really
it's like group therapy.
It is.
Where we take each other's money.
Yeah, and it's Steve and I he used to drill me on like the top 10 hands, what you like, how you would raise the blinds, like what position you're in based on it. It's so much fun. But we like you sit at a poker table with people, at least in Easton, like in the Easton Park Poker Club, we do 2 tournaments a year. And everyone really likes the tournaments. But for like just the ease of being able to come in and out, people got to put kids to bed and dinner and, whatever. So cash just makes sense for like the Easton Park Poker Club. But like I would prefer to play a tournament. It's just, I like the pace. You have to keep moving.
Right.
Like you have no choice.
It can't get boring because if it does, that means you're just failing. Like you're going.
Yeah, you're going to go home.
Yeah.
Night. Like that's it. But like what I love the most about poker is the the psychology of it, and Steve tells me this all the time. I still play my cards over people, but he's like, you gotta play your people. Like watch with it. He's like always like start with the guy to your left. Like what are they or girl? What are they doing? And just like learning the behaviors.
Right. You
get to see how people win and lose with money, which is like. Some people don't lose well, and some people don't win well. Some people are dicks, like either way, like
That's true.
It's just a really interesting way. And we've met some of our best friends playing poker because you get to know them on such a deep level and for so long. Like you sit there for hours. That's my favorite.
So all those things, all those tendencies that you might notice in people, next time try to pay attention. As they drink, all of those will just get like louder and louder and more magnified, and they won't realize it.
Right.
Because they're drinking. I mean, you're the best when you're drinking. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, there is a bell curve.
I had a very long party career, so I'm always fine with people partying around me. Right. I was a very successful partier in my day.
Okay.
So I'm never like oh, please don't drink around me person. No, I was the terrible person having 31 shots when you were having 4.
Sure.
But now being sober, I get to notice all these things that I would have never noticed. And yeah, if you have a slight tendency of like gulping when you're lying or, like breathing heavy or looking, nervous or around or asking for something.
Sure.
All of those things will just get magnified when you're drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I like socially, like I play poker very socially. I love to have drinks while I'm playing poker. Like I pretty much know I'm going in to lose like $100, whatever. But I like the social aspect of it. Steve has recently quit drinking, and he's like, when he's like playing poker sober is a completely different.
It is.
It's a totally different.
It's hard. You got to relearn everything.
Yeah, and people too, and then you deal with like, people that are like. I don't know. You're just dealing with people that are drinking, and I'm usually one of those people. But
tell some poker stories from the road, man. Like, what are some tournaments you've been in? You cashed for $30K one time. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
you cashed for $30K.
I did. Yeah, I've had a pretty successful little run in the last 6 months.
Okay.
So January was my first ever poker tournament, and knew nothing, but I was like, this is fun. I can learn how to do this.
And that's when you drove up to
Oklahoma. Yeah. I was like, I can learn this. So I just started trying to learn, why not? And ended up like I always do, just jumping straight in the deep end and committing in May to going to the World Series of Poker in Vegas and just fucking sending it. And that was a terrible idea.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think I probably lost like $37,000 in the process.
No big deal.
Yeah, no biggie. But I was learning. I was actively learning, and I wasn't there just tilting and getting upset and just throwing it all on gamble. Like, I was learning from my mistakes and slowly getting better habits, et cetera, and learning this kind of life on the road. And then just started going to, different World Series of Poker circuits from there. So, like, back to Choctaw. It's Oklahoma. It's not the best stop on the calendar for sure. And then had a little success there, probably like a $3K profit for the weekend. But, like, when you're coming off a $30K loss, $3K profit seems great.
Paid for your trip.
Yeah. And then Cherokee, North Carolina, here like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
Okay.
Had a really good stop. Cashed 4 out of 6 tournaments. Made 3 different day twos. Made the final 3 tables 3 different times.
Okay.
And almost won a ring. I got 3rd place in this $2,200 high roller tournament for $30,818. And it was we were all so even in chips that it was whoever hit the card. So yeah, there's my 6-month total right there, basically.
Whoa.
So in the last 6 months, I've earned $80,000 in earnings. Obviously, not all that's profit, right? You gotta calculate in your flights and
sure
your hotels and your buy-ins and those kind of things. But it's definitely been a profitable last 4 or 5 months, and we're about to go send it real big in Vegas again in a week and a half for the North American Poker Tour. So we're going to spend we are in the profit, by the way.
Okay.
So now if we erased Vegas completely, we erased all that debt that we had accrued, and we're in the profit. So that's good. But we're about to go wager half of our bankroll in a span of 2 weeks. So
when you say we, are you talking is it you
I
and a
always just say
team,
we.
but you yourself?
I think that's me, the content creation Twitch streamer side of me.
Yeah.
When you're talking with your chat, it's like,
we're doing this.
Yeah,
or
we're doing this.
Gonna go. Yeah. So when you watch, we love to watch poker, and so when you're, do you have those guys that are they're there cheering you on, or do you pretty much go by yourself?
Yeah, I go completely by myself always, but you'll end up getting a rail whether you want one or not, and whether it's a positive one or not. At that final table in Cherokee, North Carolina, I was being super anti-sweated because everyone on the rail had action for both of the other 2 guys that were there still.
Okay.
So they did not want me to win. So anytime I'd rake a pot, I'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I'm just sitting here like, "What the fuck?
I'm just trying to play my game."
4 a.m. We're in this huge conference center, exposition center room thing.
Yeah.
Imagine the Las Vegas Convention Center, empty. All of the tables are empty. Everyone has gone home, but there's one table in the corner, and now for some reason there's 15 drunk people yelling at you.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sending you bad vibes. You're like, "Can you please stop?" Yeah, you're good.
It's what the fuck?
Is that this?
No, that was at the Lodge. I played on their stream.
That's
during
here in
the
Austin,
tournament.
right?
Yeah.
People talk about it a lot.
It's definitely a big poker spot for tournaments in particular.
Okay.
And then right after that North Carolina trip, I went to Scottsdale the very next week, actually, and had a $12,000 win there, a profit.
Yeah.
So that North Carolina trip, I think I profited $34,000, then $12,000 the next week. So it was I had a $50,000 week, really.
Interesting. And you you just it seems like you press the go button and you just go to the top, just boosters on, ready to go.
I'm jumping in the deep end. Whether or not I swim is up to me. You know, just send it.
So what's your favorite aspect of poker?
I think that's a tough question, actually. I think it definitely I still get the high from the winning money thing.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
I like money winning good, you know?
Yeah, that's the good button.
Yeah.
Press it.
But I really think that controlling your emotions and learning patience and being able to turn yourself around when you are like starting to tilt and like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. And like, you need to reel it in. You need to get your shit together right now and control yourself before you start doing dumb shit. Because I see so many people go from, including myself, go from like chip leader to out in 28th for $2,000 when their stack was worth 65,000. You know, like, control your emotions, have patience, reel it back in. Okay, we're good. You know, like, and learning that kind of mastery of emotion over yourself is really important.
Yeah.
And it helps in everyday life. So.
Yeah, and you probably learned that from acting. Like, sorry you're having a bad day. You got to go be this happy kid on camera, like right now.
It's a lot easier to act it than like really feel it. But like in poker, you need to like really control. Like you can be mad and seem happy, but you need to like really not be mad.
Right.
You can't be like road raging on the inside, but trying to be nice to your Uber passengers. Like, you know, it's not like that. You need to actually just be, nope, we're having a chill day. Chill. Like.
Right, because you're right. Because it is easy to make real dumb decisions playing poker. Like some, like a hand that you really should have won, but the guy that every time I get threes, I'm gonna go all in, and and beats your, he hits quads, and you had a full house,
exactly.
And you're like, why would you play that? What are you doing? Like, it is easy, and then you want to be like a bully to that guy, right?
Like they can have a 1% chance and win, and that sucks, right? 99 out of 100 times, that's not gonna happen. But it did happen, and it already happened, and it's over. Right. So
and it's the next hand.
Get over it.
And it is a little different with the tournament. Like with cash, it's like every new hand is like
In cash, hand. It doesn't matter. You can punt your entire stack.
Yeah,
guess
buy
what?
back in.
Go back into your wallet and rebuy. In
but
tournaments,
with tournament, it's a totally different game.
Once rebuys stop and the field starts thinning out, when pay jumps are all of a sudden. 27th place is $10,000 and 28th place is $15,000. That's a very real pay jump, and you need to mind that gap.
Right, right. Well, and I think if you lose in a poker hand, like if you have a straight to a boat, you're like, what are you gonna do? You're both gonna go. Like it just comes down, like you said, it's the one card. Like whoever gets the card.
Sometimes the cards are the cards are gonna fall where they're gonna fall. Right?
Yeah,
and it's all about how you bounce back from that.
Yeah.
So hopefully you build a big enough stack that you can absorb some terrible bad beats.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to this year, I had never even seen quads on a poker table, and I've probably lost to them 60 times in the last 2 months alone.
Dang.
Like
it happens.
It happens. The more hands you play, the higher variance, the more you're going to see it. So
yeah,
it's all about, sticking it through.
Yes.